Hey guys, Al here with Max Roof again. Hey, today I want to talk a little bit about the inspection process when you're looking at storm restoration or roof repairs after a hailstorm or windstorm. The inspection is a sales weapon, it's not a chore. So make sure you get that through your head. A lot of guys try to rush through that inspection process because they're so quick to get to talking about the close, talking about their company, all of that kind of stuff. And when you really realize the power an inspection has to give you credibility with your homeowners, you would pay more attention to it. And here's some tips and pointers about how to do that. First off, get a damage assessment sheet, something like this, that covers all the areas of the house and the roof and so on. Make sure you have a damage assessment sheet. If you don't have one from your company, make sure that you make one for yourself. The key to that is it's a tool, and that tool is to write down and fill out that thing as much as you possibly can. You want to have, if you can, this whole sheet filled out, and then maybe even some on the back. Because the point is, you're showing that you're thorough, and if they've already been through an adjustment, you want to show you were even more thorough than the adjuster was. In fact, always do an inspection regardless of where the person's at in the insurance process. If, of course, they're right in the beginning and you're the first one there to help them look at their damages, obviously the inspection is part of the deal. But let's say that they tell you something like, well, we've already called our insurance and they'll be out and we'll see what they have to say. Well, they filed a claim, but there hasn't been an adjuster out yet. So what I would say that you would suggest to them is like, look, one of the things that adjusters find really helpful with contractors like us that work with insurance companies is that we can do a thorough inspection ahead of time before they come out, identify all the areas that have damage, show that to them when they come out. It helps them be much more efficient, get through the process a little quicker, and not miss any details. They really like it when we're here to help out with that. That would be one of the things that you would say to a homeowner so that you can be a part of that in adjuster meeting. If they're at the point where they say, well, we've had insurance out, we're just waiting to see what they say. We're waiting for their paperwork. Well, now you know that a claim has been filed and an adjuster has been there. So why would you do an inspection? Well, a lot of guys don't. Here's why we do inspections. Because at that point, you want to be the one that can look at the scope with them and then move that towards the close. How you do that is simply to tell them, well, I'll tell you what, since I'm here, I'll go ahead and do an inspection myself. I'll take a look at all the damages and record what I find. And what we'll do is compare notes when your insurance company sends you the paperwork and what they're willing to pay for. If there's anything missing from what I found, I'll tell you how to get that money. That's the money phrase, guys. I'll tell you how to get that money. Now you appeal to them in a whole different way, and they're more than willing to call you after you go through this thorough inspection and make sure you're there when the insurance paperwork comes so you can close them. Another thing that you can look at is, the guy who says, well, I've got my insurance paperwork right here. You want to tell me what your bid is, and I'll take it into consideration and compare it. Now, you'd like to see what's on that scope of loss, of course, but how you get them to basically lay that down for you, well, that's another story. So let's talk first, before we get to that, about how the inspection should go. Always do the roof first so you can determine if there's damage. That's where we make the most money. If there's not damage, you probably don't want to pursue this too much further. But if there is, make sure you're taking pictures of all of the penetrations, the bruises, and good overview shots of the overall roof showing all the penetrations and things like that. Be thorough. Then come down and take a picture of the front of the house. Actually, you should do that before you even do the roof. Just take a picture of the front of the house. And you want to work from left to right, starting with maybe a downspout on the very far left. That's going to be your starting point, and document everything on your damage assessment. Be smart about your picture taking. Don't just take a bunch of close-up pictures where nobody can tell what it is that you took a picture of. Do a near far. Remember that from Sesame Street? Near far. Yeah. So that's what you want to do. You want to take a picture far of, say, the downspout that you're talking about, and then take a near so you can show the damage on it. And do that all across the front of that house. Go around to the right side, go to the back, and come out to the left. Document everything, near far pictures, and you won't miss anything. Of course, when you go to show all those photos to the homeowners, they're going to be very impressed by what you've got, and you set the bar very high for anybody who's coming in behind you, who I promise you won't go through all of that. Also, the adjusters won't. So going back to that part about the guy who's already got the paperwork, well, how you can get them to show you that paperwork is very simple. You say, well, you know what? I'd be glad to give you an estimate, bid, whatever you want to call it. I just need to do a once around on your property. Let me see what I'm dealing with. Let me see what I got so I know what to even estimate for you. And he'll say, fine, and he'll watch you. Believe me, he'll watch you. So you take your time, not too much time. I mean, you want to get this done in a reasonable amount of time. But take your time, fill that damage sheet out front and back, have that sucker so filled out. And when you come back up to the door, he'll notice how long you took, and he'll have noticed how detailed you were. And you just say, okay, I got everything I think accounted for, so let's do this. And show it to him. Show him all your scribbles and say, I got photos, I got all of this stuff. Let's do this. Let's compare notes with your insurance paperwork. If there's anything that they missed that I have on here, I'll show you how to get that money. Boom, that guy's like, here you go, come on in. It works like a charm, people, and it's all due to that inspection. So set that bar high. Anybody comes behind you, anybody does an adjustment, whatever it is, you come across so professional and detailed, they're going to choose you for that job. So use your inspection. It's a tool. It's a weapon. It's in your tool belt. Use it appropriately. Use it all the time. It's worth the time it takes you spend to do it. Get it done, you'll sign more deals. Anyway, this is Al again, and happy selling out there.